Warhammer Quest Darkwater, the new game or boxed game coming out from Games Workshop, trying to recreate that awesome, passionate game system that came out many moons ago with Warhammer Quest and Hero Quest. Does this box set hit or miss? That's what we're going to dive into in today's video and try and figure out for ourselves. Before, of course, we get into the video, big thank you to everyone out there that supports the channel. Anyone who likes the video, comments on videos, making sure that they're subscribed. You guys are absolutely incredible. And for all those people who go the extra mile and support me on Patreon, you guys are helping keep the lights on and the cameras rolling. Thank you so much. As a thank you for being signed up to the Patreon, we of course have a whole host of benefits. You guys get an extra video every single week. You get extra podcast episodes. You get access to a private Discord server. And of course, we do extra giveaways every single month. Last month, we gave away a Night Titan. This month, we are giving away a Dark Eldar Real Space Raiders Battle Force box set. So you want to get started with Dark Eldar? Perhaps you can win that. All you need to do is be signed up to the Patreon at any tier other than free, and you're in with a chance. Okay, without further ado, let's dive in and take a deep look at the Warhammer Quest Darkwater box set. Okay, we begin our deep dive with looking at the box itself, because I personally like to collect the boxes. They do mean quite a lot to me. I love how they fit inside my cabinets. You can display this like in a cabinet with a whole box set in front of it. It looks really nice. So first of all, the box set itself is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure on the artist that created this, but whoever did do this, I definitely think they captured the old Warhammer Quest / Hero Quest aesthetic really well. You've got all the bad guys coming around and the kind of knot of good guys in the middle, trying to defend and hold off against the Nurgle horde. First of all, artwork, 10 out of 10. Love this. I want this as an actual art print. So maybe someday I can get my hands on that. Back of the box obviously shows off the content, but we have the content surrounding us here, so we're going to focus on it there. So first off, why not go through some of the kind of extra bits and pieces that come with it, which are kind of not as exciting. So obviously there is a beautiful manual for constructing the miniatures as per usual. It's got all the sprues, it's got base sizes, it's got all these bits and pieces. But where it gets super interesting for me is when you get to the end, when you're building things like the Pestigors, there's alternate options for every single one of them because it's 2 sprues duplicated for the Pox Wretches and the Pestigors, sorry. But even though they are the same miniature, one key component will change on each of them, which will drastically change the final look of the miniature, which means that even though you've got 14 of those guys and it's 7 guys duplicated, all 14 of them do indeed look like unique sculpts. I think that's really important, and it's a super cool touch that they did. I think they hit the nail on the head with how they've designed those sprues to allow these guys to look completely different from each other. So very clever when it comes to the design of this. I will say though that I hate the peg system. I think what is wrong with a bit of glue and a clippers and a knife to cut out the models and put them together? Even for people who are not into the hobby, it's not a hard thing to get your hands on a little bit of glue and get these models put together. I think the peg system as a whole does not work. It never has, and I don't think it ever will. When you push the pieces together, air traps in the little tube. It means that you have to put an enormous amount of pressure to get kind of slick seams. So more often than not, you're going to get horrible gaps in your miniatures. I recommend that if you are a hobbyist already, not just someone collecting this board game, you remove as many of those pegs as humanly possible and then just assemble the miniature as per normal. I think you'll have a much better time and you'll get much better results with that. So that's just my 2 cents on the construction of the model. You also get this, which I think is really nice. It's one of the kind of in-game pieces to protect the sprues, but it's a full quick start session. So gather your components, what you're going to need. There's a video tutorial, which I think is super sweet. You can actually probably pause it there and watch that video tutorial if you want to. So you've got the first setup encounter to show you what you're doing, how it's all working. And then obviously the steps, so 4 turns, first move, second move, attacks, advance. It's very simple. If you want to basically start playing and get your party together and play through this scenario using these rules fairly quickly. And I think everyone will have a basic understanding of the rules very quickly. So I really like that. I really like when they do quick reference, quick start guides. Because I'm not one for the rules very well. I'm that guy who shows up to a thing and hopes someone else will explain the rules to me. I know I'm not everybody's favorite cup of tea when it comes to that, but it's just my brain. It doesn't really work that well with that kind of stuff. We move on to the card stock stuff, which obviously is normal things, counters for tokens for, casting spells or collecting objectives or those kinds of stuff. If you're wounded, these ones are obviously numbered as well, depending on how many wounds you take. These ones are 2, 3, and 4, and on this card you have all of the 1s. So for wounding, so that's pretty handy. I love that there's a friggin' boat which means that in one of the scenarios, you all have to get to a boat, maybe to escape as the hordes come after you, or maybe you show up on the boat. Not entirely sure, but I really like that as a tiny little touch. It makes me want to get 3D prints for these like hexagonal sizes with the boat sections, just to make more of the table 3D. I have more ideas for that, and I will explain them to you in a little bit more detail later on, but yeah, I've got that as an idea. Obviously, we have a rule book. It is not too thick, which is good. It means the rules are not that convoluted. There's obviously some story, some context. They've got a first quest. Once again, scan your ID code for that. And then it goes through the rules, full color, very easily laid out, stat lines and stuff like that. I don't think this game is going to be particularly difficult to pick up. And I think you're going to enjoy it as a campaign. Look at that. Look at the Jade Abbey. Look at that artwork. Like, oh, I just love this. This is what I want. This is what I need. Love this. And obviously each one of these represents probably a page of this book, which is a different place to fight through when you're trying to get through the Jade Abbey. Absolutely love that. Haven Despoiled. Look at this art. And then obviously your characters and your heroes. I don't know what it is, but this paper is really nice. It's like, it's got like a texture to it. I don't know what it is. It's really hard to explain, but when you get this book, you'll know what I mean when you touch the paper. It's really satisfying. Maybe that's just my autism showing through. You never know. But yeah, rule book, like I said, not too thick, not too daunting, very well explained, full color, super cool. I'm going to skip this for a minute because this is incredible, and I just want to go across to the cards, which I also think is incredible. To keep the game kind of exciting and engaging and stuff like that, they have I think they believe the campaign broken down into 3 acts, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and there's different cards for each act. So you're not just going to be playing through the same kind of mission over and over again, having the same effects pop up, same encounters popping up. You don't even open these until you get to second act. You don't open these until you get to the third act. There's bonus ones as well. Don't really know how those work. These are your dice, which are really cool. And I would love to open these up and show you through them, but I plan on playing through this entire campaign with my friends. Therefore, I don't want to see anything yet. Like, I'm even going to show you the first page or two from this book, but I'm not looking at any of the other pages because I don't want to know until I am playing through it. I want to turn that page and be like, oh crap, where are we now? What are we fighting over? Where are we going? I want that excitement the first time I play through it. So yeah, this is really cool. I like it. It's very smart. And it's a lot of decks of cards. There's a lot of like thinking gone into it, a lot of manufacturing and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, do take that into consideration. Now, the book is incredible because the book is actually all of the maps. Sure, a lot of you know this already, but it is like a book. Like a book, yep. But the book is what you play on. So you open it up and there's scenario number 1. And it's got all of the different kind of horribleness of this. I don't even know what this map is, but it's gross. And I don't want to fight it. And I don't want to play on it. It's ugh. But if you've played Warhammer Underworlds, you will understand these kind of maps already. Basically how it works is the green is where you can walk. And whenever you see these white solid lines around the hexagonal, those are, you can't walk through those. Those are blocked off. So you can see now that this is basically a maze that you have to like navigate your way through. There's different pitfalls and traps and stuff that can happen. It's really cool. I would love to, it's very time consuming because there's so many maps, but I would love to 3D print, like I said, like say that hex, like these shapes, and then make some like 3D terrain, horrible Nurgle eyeballs and stuff for all of these sections. So you open up this page, scenario 1, you put down your scenery pieces and you block it up. So you add a little bit more immersion. Same thing with this, you flip over to the next page, you have these kind of piles of rubble done as 3D sections. I think that would be absolutely incredible. Is it realistic to do for every single scenario? Probably not. But, you know, you never know. I'm just really, really excited. I want to turn the page so bad, but I also don't want to turn the page so bad. So anyway, I think this is great. I think when they do expansions, or if they do expansions later on, you know, you add an extra hero or 2, an extra swarm of bad guys, and then another book of a couple of extra maps. And I think you're laughing with how easy it is to expand this thing. So big kudos for that. Now, on to, of course, the most important thing, which is the miniature. So let's start on this side. We obviously have the Blight King-esque guys here. Sorry about the wobbly cam there. They're obviously stunning sculpts. You can see them in much better detail on the Warhammer Community article and website. These are what the grey plastics look like. And obviously this is the boss. So these models are, I think, like 10 out of 10. This guy's already sprayed because he's the next one that I'm going to be painting with his massive stretch arm, strong arm. He reminds me of one of the Gorgonites, I think, from Small Soldiers. Something is making me think of him, but absolutely incredible. So you get a whole host of mobs and bad guys. The horrible witch lady who's half slug or something gross. These are all little tokens for different effects and stuff going on. You can come across a kind of a trapped weapon that's being held by Nurgle's Garden. You can try and fight the entity to try and claim that axe. Whether or not you want to claim that axe or not, I don't know. Same thing with the sword. Do you want to claim a new sword for your mighty hero? I don't know. Maybe not. Obviously, we've got the boss. I've already recorded videos for the boss and the Bretonnian Knight character, so that's why those two models are already painted. Had a lot of fun getting this guy done up. Like I said, he's the big bad, so we won't be seeing him for quite a long time in the campaign. But I'm glad to have him painted. Love these guys. I think these are 10 out of 10 models as well. Cannot wait to get these guys painted up. And it's going to be a challenge for myself over the next couple of month or two, is I do want to actually push myself and get this entire set painted, because in kind of January, February, I do want to kick it off and play through the entire scenario with my friends. So, and I want a full set of models kind of done for that. We talked about these guys earlier. I know they're only the kind of small models of the set, but I think it's as important that these guys look nice. And I think they really do. They're going to be so much fun to paint. They're going to look grotesque. There's 14 of them. So they're obviously going to be the swarm mob that you're going to come across over and over again. You're going to dispatch them many times throughout the campaign, but that's okay. And then of course we come to the mighty, mighty heroes. When they first showed off this kind of campaign, we saw 4 characters. We saw this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I thought that was going to be the only 4 heroes that you're going to have access to in this box set. And then out of nowhere, they show these additional 3 heroes for you to play as. And they're very unique. I mean, you've got the kind of throw-pick kind of like a wizard, a fighter lady, a dwarf, like a tanky character, and well, the knight's probably the tanky character, and a ranger style character. They're pretty traditional, and then you get some very not traditional heroes to fight with, which I just think is really cool. Cannot wait to paint this guy as well. He's very glowy. It's kind of shiny plastic, makes it kind of hard for him to focus on camera, but I cannot wait to paint him. And I think this dwarf is a very cool sculpt. I do always enjoy painting a dwarf, so I'll get to paint him. And then this is the one that surprised me when I was building her. Obviously, she was a nice miniature, but when I got her constructed or saw the different parts and all the different components that makes up her, I fell in love with her even more. So I'm very excited to paint her up and get that going. So all in all, we have a very jam-packed selection of kind of bits and pieces. I don't even know what's in this. Should I open it for you guys? Should I not open it? It's got no writing on it. What is it? I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it for you guys. For you guys. For the camera. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's just extra card thingies. Oh, look at that. How nice is that? They've given you nice protective card sleeves. So when you're finished with Act 1, which is like you crack that open, then you've got a nice box to store them in. Act 1. Oh, man. What a lovely touch. Really cool. Okay, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so like I was saying, the set is quite in-depth. You can tell that a lot of work has gone into the creation of it, not just the rule book, not just the maps, the miniatures, the cards, everything. It's probably going to be an expensive set. My guess is in around the €200 mark. I won't know until this video is posted. We'll be posting this on pre-order day, so you guys will know then. Do I think this is worth €200? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I think for 49 miniatures, all of staggering quality and a very immersive and in-depth playthrough session you can play with your friends for very much a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think it's worth it. It gets a big fat thumbs up for me. Warhammer Quest, Darkwater, I love you. Please come out with some expansions. I haven't even got through this and I already want more in a very greedy way. All right, thank you guys so much, as always, for sticking around to the end of this video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about Warhammer Darkwater, and it has informed your decision as whether or not you're going to pre-order this set. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.